All right, y'all. Peace, peace. Welcome to Virgo Virgin Talk with Sunshine, Monet, L, and
Danielle.
A. We in here.
Our Virgo Virgin Talk.
Yes.
We still gotta get our theme songs.
we still gotta get our theme song. Anybody out there who make music, y'all trying to make a theme song, we gonna have a little competition. We gonna play all y'all theme songs and let the people vote what theme song y'all think we should choose. Let's put that out there. We're gonna put that out there. There's a contest out here now. But today's episode is on Uranus. And I know people been coming at me from how I choose to say it. And I'm about to share with y'all this clip from one of my favorites, Sir Neil deGrasse Tyson. All right. Hold on. If they let me share it. There we go.
So that's an abomination. But you give it to them until you're like graduate third grade. That's an abomination. Yes, until you're like 8 years old. Then thereon it's Uranus. So that's an abomination. But you give it to them until you're okay. Uranus is Uranus until you're like 8 years old. Then thereon it's Uranus. So that's an abomination. But you give it to them until you're like graduate third grade, and you get out of your anal fixations, your scatological referencing. So I would say that was not an example of an artist who is first getting their facts straight and then distorting them at their leisure.
So that's the homie Neil deGrasse Tyson telling y'all it's Uranus, not Uranus.
Sis, I ain't even get to hear it because all of a sudden they want to cut the grass by the pond today.
Oh man.
Yeah. So
he said it's Uranus until you're 8 years old, then grow up.
Oh man.
So it's Uranus after that.
So it's Uranus?
It's Uranus.
Okay, like urinalysis? Okay.
Like urinalysis.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's perfect. Yep.
Okay, I got you.
So you heard it straight from the astrophysicist's mouth. Sunshine Monet is not tripping. I know y'all know some shit about Neil deGrasse Tyson, but that has nothing to do with his love for the planets.
Okay, yeah. I thought he was gonna get into something deep.
Nah, he was just hating on Kanye West lyrics because he used the word Uranus in one of his Jones. And he was like, yeah, nah, we're not doing that after we turn 8. We're gonna do something different.
Everybody been saying Uranus though. Professionals, all that. I hardly hear anybody say Uranus.
They was wrong.
Well, if you make sense of it though, Uranus does make sense because it is it goes along with your does it go with your root chakra?
Yep, it does. You're right.
Okay. Out of your root chakra comes gas, and Uranus is the gaseous planet as well. So guess what? It makes sense.
I bet you Mother Gaia is cracking up because if you know anything about Uranus, you would know that he was married to Gaia, and Gaia was getting mad because he ain't like his ugly kids. He was like, "Nah, we gonna put these to the side. These niggas ugly." Those was the Titans and the Hill of something and the Hector.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
she was underground creatures and stuff.
Yeah, she was like, "But I like my ugly kids." So. Yeah. She's probably mad at her. She's like, "You're right. His name is Uranus." He is an asshole.
Yeah, butt hurt.
Shouts to Cronus for cutting Uranus's penis off. That's why your kids hate you now. Yeah. and that's my joke that's my joke on mythology for the day.
Okay, the mythological jokes always gotta come in right.
Always gotta come in right.
Well, I learned a little bit about Uranus. Remember, mind you, I had prepared for last week's episode, but I got to prepare for today. Now, I didn't add on any extra notes from last week because, I'm sorry. But at least I took some notes. Now, I learned that Uranus is the planet of innovation, technology, and unexpected change. Unexpected change makes sense because when you got gas, there you go. All right. So that was my little joke.
Having gas changes relationships. Go on, take that first part in front of your boo. See what happened.
Okay. Well, you know
It can make a break.
I don't know if this is proven to be correct, but I have seen somewhere on the internet that the more you smell your partner's farts, the longer you will live.
That is interesting. No, thank you. I had a partner that was mad comfortable farting around me, and it's cool, but it's like, bro, sometimes you knew you was about to take that long ass, like you could have went to the bathroom. Now you're just playing with me. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Be comfortable, but don't do that.
Not that comfortable. I think that is Virgo just annoys us. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody else can fart like that but me.
I fart in the bathroom like a real one.
Like mine will smell like roses when it come out. Everyone else, I don't want to have to take a chance on smelling it.
I don't want to smell your shit.
I immediately hold my breath. You know.
It come to my stomach like that. Did you just put that in the air? And that was on my skin. I need to go take a shower.
My mouth was open.
I can't do that. I just
Okay, so here's another fact too, sis. Uranus is known as the awakener, as it brings aspects to sudden change. Okay, I don't know why I keep hearing these jokes in my head. It shocks, it rules. Aquarius, the asshole.
Yep. Shout out to my Aquarians out there being assholes. Uranus,
the Aquamans and all of them.
Everybody's anus, all up in everybody's. Yours and mine.
I love them though. I really do. I have a love-hate relationship for them.
Do I get along with Aquarians? I love the Aquarians in my life, but I don't talk to them. I'm like, oh, that's what they doing. That's what's up. I support. And then I walk away.
So they're going to play games and stuff, the whole time. Like, you're playing their game when you think that they're playing your game with you. Like, they're going to play the whole time, though. They're masterminds of manipulation as well.
Yeah. You can't be a manipulator and you got to pick a team.
Yeah, exactly.
But for those of you who are just now viewing Virgo Virgin Talk, me and Danielle are Virgos, and we come on here every Saturday at 11:11 to speak about the cosmos. Today's episode is about Uranus. We talk all about the planet on an astrological and an astronomical sense. We sip some tea. We give y'all a little information on the herbs of the teas that we sip in because we're elemental beings, right? Earth sign, gang. So we're going to talk about all the elements. And then we do it in a fun way because we have a great sense of humor. So you can tap in and laugh.
Mine ain't, at least. Mine out 11 and a half seconds. So, yeah.
Right. It's Virgos in here. So, we talk how we talk. And we bring a guest onto the show. We have guests that we interview, guests that come in and sit in on the tea time talk with us, and guests that come in and perform with us. If you're interested in being on the show, contact us on Instagram at Virgo Virgin Talk. We will be live every Saturday on Facebook and YouTube. Type Virgo Virgin Talk.
At 11:11 a.m.
EST, y'all.
Yeah, yes. Make sure you be there, too. Even if you don't think that we're there yet, just still be there.
Because we be on our own time. We be on each other time, but we be on our own time.
We be on time with each other. I tell you that right now.
Yeah, we be on time with each other. We just don't be on this time that y'all created with these numbers. But 11:11 is a good number, so we chose it.
Exactly.
It's like, around that time.
Yeah, I was like, you know what, that might be a little early, but that's gonna make me dedicate myself to getting up early. And now, you know what I'm saying? I go to bed now at least by 12.
Nice.
Yeah.
See, when I rise up, instead of laying around, pressing the snooze button on my body, closing my eyes, I actually put my feet on the floor and I start my day. I make my tea, take my dog outside, make my bed. I respond to all my messages. It's a nice little Saturday morning routine I got going on now. I like it. Here.
That's good that you make your bed, though. That's very good that you make your bed. I myself, I have to make my bed. I might throw the sheet over It's not neat and tidy made because I'm like, I'm gonna get my ass back in the bed. I'm still childish about that shit. My mother be like, make your bed up there. Yeah. I'm like, Ma, I'm gonna get back in the bed. I'm only going to the bathroom. Still make your bed up. My mother is one of those people that makes her bed up, even when she's just rolling over.
Yeah, it's like I was swaddled as a child, and there's something about a freshly made bed. It's like it swaddles me better than jumbled up blankets because it's like now my toes is out, now my head is out. I like to be swaddled.
The bed be the messiest thing in my room. That's it. The covers not neatly, tightly put together, you know what I'm saying, in the morning, in the rising or whatever.
See, I will have jewelry and clothes all over my room and my bed will be made. I'm the complete opposite.
and meanwhile, all that stuff will be squared away, organized, and my bed is just that's not it for the bed.
My jewelry table is organized chaos. I know where everything is.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we gonna know where our shit at. Don't think you gonna get in my shit and move it, and I'm not gonna notice. Yeah, I'm gonna notice.
Oh yeah. You can move a strand of hair, and I'm like, who's in my room?
Yeah.
I know I had a piece of hair over here.
Yeah. Now it's gone. That means when you walked by and came over here, it gusted into the wind somehow. You had no business here.
Is astrology and astronomy complementary? Yes, it is a physical. Okay, so the way you got to think about it is everything has a chakra center. Everything has 10 spheres on this tree of life. So that means that you're dealing with celestial workers, the spirit realm, energetic realm, and the physical realm. So when we deal with astronomy, we're dealing with the physical aspect of the planet. But when we deal with astrology, now we're going up in the chakras and we're dealing with the celestial realm, the energetic realm of that physical object, just like us as beings. So the point is to show that reflection of us in each other and in the cosmos, because we all have those infinite chakras, we all have those spheres of life in us. I hope I answered your question.
Well, I have a question, and I thought about this on the way back, to doing our podcast as I was driving back home. I was like, when we go to sleep, are we instantly into another realm? And what realm is that? And then even though we can be easily awoken or whatever, and just jump back out into that realm, into this earthly realm, is that just, I don't know, that was just my thought. I just had a real quick thought about that when I was driving. I'm like, I don't know, when we sleep, what realm was that we in?
Yes. As above, so as below. Yes, that is correct. Uh-huh. You know what, Danielle? The first time we did the podcast, you blew my mind because, first of all, we spoke for like 3 hours before we even started the podcast. We was already like 3 hours in conversation.
Yeah, we did.
But you were like, yeah, we hold ourselves back because we always think we have to bring our physical selves to places with us. But if
we'll talk about time traveling.
Yeah, he was like, if our mind goes there, we went there. And I'm like, damn, you just blew my mind because I'd definitely be out of here. I do not be here.
Being that we in the physical, we feel that we have to have that physical presence. So It's like we didn't get the full experience. Yeah,
and that's what holds us back. And you're absolutely right. That idea that if it's not in the physical form, it doesn't exist. Mm-hmm. It is what really does hold us back as beings on this plane. That's so interesting and mind-blowing on so many different levels.
I'm mind-blown that you remembered that.
I just started applying because ever since you said that, I started applying that to everything. Because it's like, why does the physical self have to be in this? Why does this have to be physical for it to exist? It doesn't. Because I'm an infinite being. And if I'm going to say that about myself, then I got to move accordingly. I'm not just what my body does or what you physically show me. It's also the energy behind it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that shape shifted me a little bit. I ain't going to hold you. I've been applying that one.
That'd be my high thinking when I ain't even high, sis, though. That'd be my high.
No, I'll be doing that shit to my mom all the time. She be asking me questions. I'll be having these crazy answers. And she goes, wow, Nika. And I'm like, yeah, I'm high as hell. Yeah. She be hot. She was like, I'm not asking you nothing no more.
But since really and truly, though, those be the questions that I be asking in my head that I'm afraid to speak out loud and ask on or whatever, because to me, I'm thinking that it sounds dumb. People always tell me there's no such thing as a dumb question. There are, but
you always say that before somebody say some dumb shit, and they be like,
yeah. There are, but I know when I do smoke or whatever, I think about all these different things in my head, these questions. I have these different experiences in my head or whatever, and I want to come out and ask it, but I don't want to sound dumb because I don't always word it correctly. So I don't want to sound stupid when I'm asking it. Or I don't want to feel like that. People be like, girl, what?
Respect.
But I feel like this is a safe space for us.
Safe space.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm loved. I feel safe. I am loved. I have to do that to myself. Calm down my anxiety.
And that's a great root chakra mantra for Uranus.
It is. It is. I ain't even know it. And that is, yeah, you should hug yourself and tell yourself you feel safe, you are loved. You feel safe and you are loved. Who left the pot on the stove?
I do feel safe.
I do feel safe.
You know what? I feel safe. I'm one of those people. So I go to hoods. I'm not scared to go into a hood. Right. And perform or hand out crystals. I've been in the hood at like 5 a.m. handing out crystals high as hell. Like, hey, my name's Sunshine. Here.
Yeah, they probably think, they probably more afraid of you, sis, than you.
Yeah, they be more afraid of me. They be like, ooh, she's okay.
She into that black magic shit, y'all.
Why is she scared? And it'd be crazy because I be hanging around these thugs. I carry guns and I shoot people. I have shot people. I hang out with these kind of people, right?
Yeah.
And they be like, yo, I don't go over there around that time. And I'm like, man, I'm about to roll up, take my crystals. I'm out. Deuces, y'all so
I got all the power. I got my pyrite. I got my tourmaline for protection. I got everything. I got my dragon blood with me.
Right. I got my mace. I got my nunchucks. I got my nightstick. Like, I'm highly, I'm good.
I can cast a spell and hex motherfucker. Okay, yeah. Like it's nothing.
I'm about to attach this pyrite to the end of this nightstick and beat your ass.
The hood ain't got shit on me.
None at all. And it'll be mad funny because they definitely do be judging me because I go wherever I want. I'm not scared. The most I do is I get irritated because people like to talk to me and I attract that. And I don't always want to talk. I think that's the only thing that happens that gets on my nerves is when people come up to me on moments that it's just not.
When you don't feel like talking.
I don't want to talk. Yeah. It's not true. It's me.
Yeah. Yeah. So I've been to Camden, New Jersey before, a numerous amount of times, and Pensacola, which is like right across the street on a certain street.
Yeah, I went to Pensacola High. I used to stay out there.
Yeah, and yeah, Camden scared me, honey. Well, I wasn't scared, but I was a little like, I got to watch. You know what I'm saying?
Don't scare me. I'll be out there.
Watch around here. Well,
they got some open mics out there I'm trying to get to.
Yeah.
I be out there. I ain't scared of them niggas. They don't be doing nothing but cat calling with the old Dusty. I wear Tim's 365.
No, not in the summer too.
In the summer too. With
the European boot or the buttons.
Ooh. It's a fire outside.
Shit, let me turn this pot off on the sofa. I have one.
All right. As a Freemason and
I boiled the water out the pot. We are so aligned.
Jesus. I know that pot hot. Our divine science on a very high degree. So my question is, how do we demonstrate and apply our ancient science to uplift fallen? Well, that's what me and Danielle do. We have podcasts. We have podcasts like this. This is us. Every episode is about a different planet. We talk about the astronomy and the astrology of that planet. We bring guests on the show. Viewers like you that are sitting back and watching or learning in a fun way. It may not seem like you're learning right now, but I bet you heard some stuff you never heard before. And then I also do a planetary forecast on Monday. On Mondays at 3:33. That's where I talk about where the planets are for the week. on an astronomy and astrology sense. And I also do a reading for every sign. I just started doing readings with my planetary forecast too, so you can get your reading for the week. I also do events. I do cosmic events where we make a lot of the information about your natal charts. You have an infinite amount of natal charts. You can study yourself forever, as I'm sure that's something you read in the Circle 7. You study yourselves, and when you feel like you're finished, study again because you'll never be finished. I also do, I said the cosmic events. I have blogs and vlogs on my YouTube, my website. Yeah, this is how we spread the word out. It's like the story of a Star all set. You use the tools to get your point across. So it's kind of like a stalemate with a good and bad, but good and bad is objective. Because energy doesn't know good or bad. So it's us just manipulating the energy to what we want it to do. What else do I do? Oh, I make positive affirmation music. So like I was saying in the story, like I go to the hoods and I'll perform my positive affirmation music. I'll hand out my crystals, you know. I talk to people. It's been a couple times. It was one time for my birthday. Me and my sister was out till like 5 o'clock in the morning. We both had to clutch our purse and grab our mace at the same time because it was about to get a little crazy out there. But like, you know, I grew up in a space of fighters. Like my stepdad used to make us box each other, make us put on the boxing gloves and fight. Like, you know, we always had that in us. Like, you're not gonna be scared to go nowhere. We fear no man around here, cause none of them. That's not how we were raised. That's not how we raise our kids. This is not it. Like, you ever seen Shameless, the Gallaghers? Yeah, that's over here. And I live with 9 people. It's a whole house. We don't play no game. You don't want to do nothing over here. Not even on a good day. We be over here loving light.
But you know what? You know, everybody needs the medicine. You know, everybody needs it. Whether you're in the hood, whether you're in suburbs, whatever, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. Because I don't look at where you're at in order for me to want to heal you or give you some assistance with your journey. You know, we all here to serve a purpose. We all serve, well, everybody's here to help, really. And I think the reason for life is love. And we got to spread that. Some people don't have that in them, or they don't want that, but it's okay. We just keep it moving.
Right. Yeah. So you're not always going to get a good response, and I'm accustomed to that because I've had people dismiss me before I even open my mouth just because of how I look or who I am, and that never bothered me. I've been put in many positions to get dismissed. So people, you know,
like a Jehovah's Witness, boy.
Right.
Are you prepared to institute the kingdom of Jehovah?
For real. So like that doesn't bother me, and it shouldn't bother you because the goal isn't to save the world. Everybody don't want to be saved, and the world is not yours for the saving. It's when you learn how to master self, you stop trying to control other people, places, and things. Now it's just about mastering self, and as you every day wake up and master self, it inspires other people, it influences other people, and that's how you do it. Not you standing in the corner saying you're gonna go to hell. Like that's not gonna do shit but make you tired.
Boy, they used to have a man like that, and he was a white guy too. He used to stand on the corner of where he used to be at, right there in Baltimore in Park Heights. He used to stand right there on the corner. I want to say of Ricerstown Road or whatever, or Garriott. I'm trying to remember. But him and some other folk, they'll have his big ass sign. They'll be in the heart of that street, right in the heart of that hood, whatever, just shouting out that shit on they bullhorn. And nobody's paying no attention to them, whatever. People is just going about their day. You know what I'm saying? Like nothing's happening or whatever, because you want to try to overpower your voice in the hood and amongst all the problems there, instead of going to individual and trying to see if you can just touch one individual out of all these people passing you by or whatever.
See,
like just shouting it out in the damn hood, you're looking crazy. I always thought you look crazy to me. In Atlanta too.
What you do is you set yourself up in a space where you catch people's eyes and you make people want to come to you and ask you questions. And you have mastered self so well that you know how to answer them. That's That's what it is. That's all you gotta do. That's what I do. I live in the hood. I set my table up right outside. The first night we moved here, somebody stole our generator out the backyard.
Damn.
Damn, for real. I was mad as hell. I was like, yo, if I ever find my generator,
Welcome to the hood.
Because who dragged that heavy shit across the street?
Man, so crackheads can do anything. I guarantee you.
You hear me? And I know they made some money off of that joint. I know they did. So, but I still spray left. I still choose left. I go outside, set up my table. At nighttime when the sun go down, I set up my projector outside. Now we watching a movie on the side of the house. Now we was playing Just Dance on the side of the house on Memorial Day weekend. That shit was fun as hell.
Yeah.
So people come outside and they want to talk. It was the one time this drunk dude came outside. You know how people are when they drunk. I was ready. I started grabbing my keys. You know, all my weapons is on my keys. I'm like, bruh, I'm done. I'm done talking to you. Don't touch me. I don't like being touched. You know how people like touch you on your shoulder just to kind of infiltrate your boundary. I don't like that. Don't touch me on my shoulder. Don't talk to me and don't do that. Back up.
I don't like that at all.
I don't like that. But to me, that's a test. Can I touch you? Are you gonna let me cross that boundary? All right, I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm gonna keep it like,
and then you touch me. That is an intimate spot right here on your shoulder. Like, why are you touching me there? That's just as bad as grabbing my hand.
because once you allow them to do that, and they start elevating. Now they won't stop talking to you. Now they keep touching you. Now they're touching your arm. Now they keep tapping you every time they got something else to say. I don't like that drunk behavior.
Men like to do that. I don't know of too many women that do that, but you know that's a characteristic of men like
men do that.
Yeah,
men out here do that. I don't like. No, you gotta set that boundary. But moving on, coming back to Uranus, because some of these people be out here acting like anuses. We have a guest today.
Yes.
Tell us a little something about this guest we got coming on.
Well, she is a triple Gemini, okay? She knows her natal chart. She has a background. Yeah. So, you know, she's great with the communication. Yeah, the fellow Mercurian. I love her so much. She has the same first and last name as mine. So that's another piece that I share with her. Did I say she had an agricultural background? She lives in Dominican Republic. She does these yoni retreats, these goddess yoni retreats and stuff. Yeah, she's a healer as well. She has a yoni business or a business with not just yoni. We can't just say that because she has products for men. She has products for preteens, you know, stuff like that. So yeah. That's just a little bit about her. She does a lot. She's a worldwide traveler. Okay. She travels by herself worldwide. Honey, if it was me, I'm scared to go off, you know, certain places by myself. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never been to, and I don't even know how to speak the language, whatever, but she does that. And she also teaches you how to go about doing so to where you could have a safe space for yourself when you go off to be adventuring the world.
That is cool.
And it's so much more about her. So much more about her. Well, that's just a tip of the iceberg. Yeah, bring her on in. And she speaks Spanish, y'all.
Right.
Self-taught. She's fluent in Spanish. Yes.
Y'all see me? Am I?
No, sis, we don't see you, but we hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let's see. How do my camera is on. I should be in here. Let's see.
You should. We hear your voice. We see your words, ancient roots down there.
All right. Where is my camera?
You might need to go to the permissions or the settings on there.
Oh, yeah.
Go to your settings and click on the camera.
Okay. There we are.
In the beginning, there was darkness.
That's light bearers. We got to bring the light.
I could tell she was smiling, though.
I am over here cheesing hard. I'm trying to figure out how to get in here, y'all. How do I get my camera on? I push the camera. I'm on there. It says I'm in here.
Or do you have something in front of your camera? Maybe.
I just took it off. Like this was a brand new. I just took off the thing for the camera.
film.
I'm good to go. Right. I have the film on my finger.
Oh, that's interesting.
That is interesting. Go into your settings on your computer then and see if you can go into the permissions on there.
Right. If it's a USB mic, unplug it and then plug it back up. That is my motto. Y'all ready for this Saturn retrograde starting tomorrow? Gang.
Saturn retrograde. Now, explain this what goes on with the Saturn retrograde, because Mercury, we think about all bad, miscommunications and all that. So what goes on with the Saturn retrograde?
I like Mercury retrograde. I actually words come to me easier. It's my technology that gets messed up.
Exactly.
My technology be like, I don't give a fuck what you trying to do, sis.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of me saying to myself, am I going to allow this?
It does get a lot of interruption, and intermittent connections.
But retrogrades is just a matter of the planets moving slower, and we're moving in like 7 different directions at the same time, and they, so when somebody moves slower, it gives the appearance that they're moving backwards, but that's not really what's happening. And so it is, but it isn't, because there's so many different things going on with the maps, how the cosmos have even been introduced to us, everything being this circular perfect circle motion, and everything's a round ball, and that's not true. So when you get into detail, like look at your body. Is your body a circle? I'm not a circle. I got grooves and dips and valleys, and that's how the planes are made up as well. So when something is moving in a different way, it gives the appearance that it's moving backwards. But you guys get where I'm going with this. As above, so below. Boom. So
that's the answer to everything. You know what? That's the end of the argument right there.
Right. Look at yourself. You are a planet. You are a star. You are a cosmo. Look at yourself. Master self. That's why I say once you master self, you can do anything.
Yeah, some people who have not mastered self, they will not see that. They will not see that in correlations to being like a planet, your own universe.
Control things that are not in their control. Once you master self, you can inspire the cosmos to turn how you want them to turn. Hopefully, we can exit out these goofy constellations, because we be in some weird constellations that be making me question a lot of things. But Saturn will be in retrograde in Aquarius energy beginning tomorrow, so that I can expect some revolutionary type thing to happen. I don't always like to make things about aboriginals, but we are entering another red summer. They've already shown improve with the shootouts and things like that. So I would say maybe another shootout is going to happen. Shootouts happen all the time. They just pick and choose which ones they want to put on the news for matria reasons and stuff.
Yeah.
But expect another one that they actually want us to know about. In addition to that, Saturn and Aquarius is just so ooh. And then it's a full circle because Uranus rules Aquarius energy. So we're gonna come back to Uranus in a little bit, but it's just slowing down. You're going to revisit some challenges in your life. Those challenges in your life that you keep bumping your head up against. Some of you guys are already in the shadows of the retrograde. And so some of you guys have already like re-entered that space where you're repeating these patterns of things that get on your nerves. And be mindful, because Pluto is in retrograde as well. And Pluto's in that Capricorn energy, which is also challenges and fears and authority.
Oh, that relates to me. I just said that last.
So having these spaces,
tap into that Pluto. Failing the test repetitively.
Don't fail the test this time.
I think I'm getting better now.
Especially my individuals that love to have y'all hot girl summers. How many hot girl summers you gonna have and keep making the same messy mistakes, indulging in the same mess?
It'd be a hot mess summer.
Yeah, don't repeat those patterns. If they didn't work for you the first time, they're not gonna work for you this time.
If you didn't evolve, you didn't grow, if you didn't improve your lifestyle, just don't. Let's try different. You can still have your hot girl summer, but let's move differently.
Yeah, let's be more aware of our energy. Let's make better choices. Like that Mercury retrograde should have allowed you to slow down and pay more attention to your decision making skills and how you make decisions and how you communicate and all those things. So you really tapping into that slow down energy and that communication realm. This slow down root chakra energy should be a cakewalk. It should be a cakewalk. Because now you have a retrograde in your masculine and feminine root chakra with Pluto and Capricorn, which is your masculine root chakra, and then Saturn and Aquarius, which is your feminine root chakra. So yeah, you should really be slowing down, recreating boundaries, safe spaces. That mantra that Danielle gave us was so on time. Tap in. You feel safe and secure, and you are your safety and security. So that, because Leo season, we all finna act up. So when you go out into those spaces, you have your slow down time and you able to, move forward accordingly. For some of you guys who are not aware, you're going to be irritated. You're going to be tested again, and it's going to feel like, oh, why is God giving me these problems again? Why am I having this again? Why is this happening again? Well, it's to see if you learned your lesson the first time. You're supposed to be thankful. Like, thank you for putting me in this position again, because now I'm about to do something different. Now I get to do something different. Now I get to make a different choice. Now I get to, take my power back over the situation, things like that. I hope I answered y'all questions.
I don't never see the questions. Maybe if I go to the comments. Oh, now I can see them.
Oh, you was never on the questions? Oh, sis, you missed the whole last episode of questions? I'm glad you did, because you'd have been triggered. Oh, them comment sections was...
Those are not sweet potatoes. Those are red potatoes. The sweet potatoes are orange and long. They're kind of long, Yeah, I have to click on the chat and then look at comments to see the questions. These are some very good questions, though. I love it when our audience participates and asks us things.
Absolutely do.
God knows that they ask me a question. Don't act like I'm ignoring you, because, honey, I don't even see them.
I didn't know you didn't see him. Thank goodness you ain't see him last episode, because you would have been irritated. That comment section was ridiculous.
For real?
For real. It was like, where did these bottom feeders come from?
No.
Peace. Welcome to Uranus. We got the sister Afiya Combs in here, and I'm sad because we can't see her smile, but we can hear her beautiful sounds.
Y'all can hear me still? I've been in all the settings. I really should have tried to figure this out beforehand, but I thought everything should be working. I don't know if it's the settings or what, but I'm here. Y'all just can't see me, but I got a huge smile over here. I don't know what is going on. This is so upsetting, but it's all good. I'm going to just flow with it how it flows.
It's all good. They've been paying attention to our stories and all our posts, previously. They see what you look like, They now get to hear just your voice. So
y'all know me. Nah.
Yes. You need more than one sweet potato, baby. I need about 5 in there.
All right. Miss Afiya Combs, please introduce yourself. Who are you?
Oh, so nice to meet you, Sunshine Monet. How are you?
I'm great. I'm so glad to be aligned. I was looking at your photos and your energy was just like radiating off, and I was like, look at this gold corona around this goddess. I'm here for it.
That's what's up. I can't actually wait to meet you in the flesh. I've heard so much about you through our mutual sister Danielle here. I'm sure she's told you how we met and how much similarities, and we just in alignment. And I can't wait to meet you as well. But myself, I just hate that y'all can't see me because, I talk with my hands. You just got to see the flow with it. I've got my
she a Gemini. She got to show off, y'all, too.
I got my Asada shirt on today. I'm channeling my Asada energy. So I just thought y'all was going to be able to see me, but it's all good. I'm Sister D. A lot of people know me as Danielle, Sister D. I do so much work in the community. My background is agriculture. I love anything with working with the earth. I love everything with cultivating, anything with that. That's in my happy place. That's my release. That's my regaining strength, and that's how I get to Sankofa and go back to what our ancestors used to do. They're just like juice for me. It's like vibes, you know what I mean? So I love that. Aside from that, I make my own products. I have my own business line, Ancient Roots, and produce a lot of different products for men, women, and that has opened the doors to internationally be distributing products. And now I'm out the country. I've traveled all over the place. And now I'm hosting retreats here in the Dominican Republic, where I'm currently living. I've been here for the past 3 years. I've taught myself Spanish, and I've been able to host healing space where ones can come and really enjoy the natural liberty of life, and kind of be apart from the lack of better words, the rat race, the mental enslavement energy, the robbing Peter to pay Paul mentality, all of that. So to release and get away from that. So I do a whole lot more. We could talk a little bit more, but no. To sum it all up, I just enjoy anything herbals, medicinals, anything cultivating, anything in the healing, anything into what we used to do, anything into our culture, anything to big up the melanated people, us as a nation, and who we are, and what we are as a people, you know what I mean? And instilling in those to remember who they are, those God bodies, because a lot of people who still got these veils covered, and their pineal glands are decalcified, and their third eyes are not open. And now is the time where that's happening. The shift is happening, and people's eyes are opening, and the ones that were asleep are now waking up, and the lies that were told are now being revealed, and the truth is being, and people are walking in that. People are embracing it, and people are changing to return back to origin, what we used to do. Say, cope with that thing, okay?
Come on, sis. Come through.
So yeah,
I love how excited you get while he's speaking on you. It's such a Mercurian flow. Be like, bro, what don't I do? Hold up, that list will be shorter.
I don't do hair.
I don't do hair. There you go.
I can't do no hair. Like anything doing with hair, design and stuff like that. I'm a creative ass being, but like certain things. Yeah, but other than that, I'm good to go.
Yeah, I don't do no hair neither, sis. I think we know that.
I do hair too, y'all. I be in a house full of women doing everybody's hair.
My daughter had locks from she was born. Yeah.
I don't iron, and I'm not good at being on time.
I don't cook. I don't clean. I don't wash dishes. I don't wash no walls. I don't wash no windows. Miss Millie don't play that.
The other day,
I get to a question I had for you as far as your agriculture. So with agriculture, how did you get started with that? How did you get started in that field? And what inspires you?
Honestly, at that point in my life, I was going through some pain. And Truly Living Well in Atlanta, Georgia opened the doors. They had this program to where, and Habesha as well. It was both of those two options that I was going to go through, but they responded first and accepted me. And they had this program that was 18 months, 6 months directly in the farm, where you're working pretty much 8 to 5, like a job every day, but you're learning the ins and outs of everything agriculture, right? And at that point in time, they gave us a stipend to come. Like they paid us to come to the garden. And now these same courses are expensive to go and learn the same things that I actually got to learn for free and get compensated for my time. Not, as much money, but it was something that I already wanted to do and learn anyways. So that was my inspiration in 2012. I got accepted to Truly Living Well, and from then doing a lot of community service, a lot of urban ag, and putting in gardens for the elders and free labor, and a friend of mine was like, come out to California, and that's how I got into medicinal growing. I went to California and started trimming, and me as a Gemini, I can't fucking sit still. So that is just not for me.
Yeah.
So I had to find other ways to do things because I just couldn't sit still all day doing that. So the female girl took me under her wing, and it just worked. It just worked out. And so that's how I got into medicinal growing. First doing the runt work, all the work that nobody wants to do. You know what I mean? You got to start off and a lot of people that actually are in the field of that started off doing a lot of the grunt work, the work that no one wants to do. And so, yeah.
Get down to get your hands dirty, and but it pays off well though. It pays off well. You learn a lot. So what is the daily life for when you were out there on the farm doing your medicinal growing season?
Daily life. I think that you kind of got a chance, but I will tell everyone, like, it is consistent work depending on what time of the season it is. I normally am known as the harvest queen. So I come and harvest. Like, I come and get all the plants ready to cut down. I get them de-leafed and hanged up, ready to dry out, and then get them ready to be plucked and trimmed and get them prepared for the trimmers. So I enjoy that type of work. And I enjoy the weeding, the pruning, like all of those are therapeutic for me. So it's the work that nobody wants to do, but that's like the most therapeutic for me. But a day would be just watering, tending, whether it's pruning, de-leafing, cutting, depending on what stage it is. Just enjoying the naturals of everything around. I love to farm to table. I love to use everything from the garden to cook. And so I'm tending the garden, harvesting food, figuring out what I'm going to do with these tomatoes or these greens or these potatoes or what we going to do, like making up some meals. And
Oh, that is a plus, honey. Eating fresh fruits and vegetables from the garden. Like,
so what's your favorite farm to table
up in the country?
Okay.
Like, you're up away from you're not into civilization, even though you have access to Wi-Fi and things like that. You're a good 45 minutes, 30 minutes from the city. And so you really get to enjoy the naturals of just the sounds of the birds and the crickets and all of those things.
Sounds like a dream for me.
It does. I want to go.
Yeah, I want to go too. We're like sitting here in amazement, just imagining like just being out there from everything that you describe. I'm like, I'm living that. I'm having that experience, just not in the physical. I think I just want to urge it. I want to have the experience in the physical as well.
I bought some land in Arizona, and I'll be traveling there. I travel there all the time. I done built buildings over there already. I got a nice little oasis popping.
I know that's right.
I didn't even know that you had oasis stuff built already. So guess what? We got to till the land then, right?
Right. So Chris gotta come out and help us.
Works to put in. I'm all with it. I got plenty seeds. I could feed some nations with the seeds collection that I have. Straight up. Let's go. Like, talking about
waiting.
Look, this will get on the flight quick too. Honey, she was like, girl, I'm gonna be in Atlanta tomorrow. I'm like, dang.
That's love. That is life. So what's your favorite like farm to table meal to create?
The most easiest thing, because a lot of greens normally be in season. So I'll do a nice kale avocado salad. I will definitely stew down some with maybe if I got some pumpkin or some squash or something. With some stew, maybe a coconut curry sauce with the pumpkin and the potatoes and the onions and mushrooms, and just sauce it over some quinoa or some brown rice or something simple, or even do some ground foods. Like I love the batata or the sweet potatoes or even the plantains or the something like that, and just
some yuca,
and use that instead of the rice or instead of quinoa.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you what I had the privilege.
I
had the privilege of having sis cook some food, and I had the privilege of indulging in eating this kale that she was just talking about. When she said the kale and the avocado, it just struck. You know what I'm saying? Just boom. Because I ain't stopped talking about that daggone kale ever since I first tried it. And you talking about over a year or two ago now. Okay? Sis made some kale. Her daughter bought some fish over some tuna. I ain't never had tuna fried ever in my life. And that
It was
tuna
a
was
yellowtail. It was yellowtail snapper.
Oh, the snapper. Okay, I thought it was tuna. Excuse me.
It was the
Some
yellowtail snapper.
Whatever it was, it could have been daggone octopus, and it was slap.
But
that daggone kale, I enjoyed the kale the most. Okay, because I never was really a kale lover, but I like kale. But she made me love kale, and she only made me love her kale that she cooked. I can't even touch it. Okay, I ain't even gonna try. So when you come down here, because she says come to my house.
You spoiled.
I don't need him to make me some of that kale. Yeah, you know you can't come here without making the kale. Yeah,
all right.
Kale, don't even come, sis. Nah, I'm just playing.
It's cool. Just get the ingredients so we can have it ready and we can get it popping. And then that way you can know how to make it and you ain't got to worry about me ever making it.
She said, so next time I come, you gonna make the cake.
Right. Listen, when she come to visit you, she gonna make that kale. We gonna make her make that kale. She ain't gonna get away talking about now. I'm gonna just teach you and head it out. I'm gonna give you the recipe. No, I don't want the recipe.
Oh, that's how you.
She said, I don't want the recipe.
You gonna make it. I'm gonna make it.
I don't want
right
the secret Krabby Patty ingredient. I want you to make the Krabby Patty. Because it's my thing. It's another attachment that I have to you. You know what I'm saying? It's like a grandmother's cooking or something. You know what I'm saying? Like only my grandma can make that. I don't want nobody else's pound cake. God rest my grandmother's soul. But my grandmother's now. You know what I'm saying? I don't want nobody else to make it. It's good. Some others come close, but that kale says.
All right, I'm honored. I will make the kale. It's set in stone. No worries.
So do you use the plants in your garden to make your products?
You know what? A lot of the products are infused with a lot of different herbs. And at first I was able to get, especially my rosemary, because out there is so much. I just was able to harvest so much. So all of the rosemary, some of the rose petals, like the red raspberry leaf, I'm not able to get that out there because I don't know anyone that's growing that and harvesting it. So I have a secure, vendor that I use for those type of herbs, but any herbs that I'm able to get locally and I'm able to use and dry them out, absolutely I'm using them. Just like here, I got the oregano, I've got the soursop, I've got all the different exotic leaves here, so I'm definitely drying those and using all of these herbs.
Okay. So in light of, since today Uranus is associated with our root chakra, Saturn is about to do some retrograde stuff in our root chakra. What are some challenges that you find yourself coming to since you started the garden and your products? What are some patterns of challenges?
Challenges, I would maybe say just spreading myself out, doing the most.
I can't surprise with that. My Mars is in.
I'm up on the garden. I'm not really doing much business and making products. I'm there for a couple of months, and so it's not really challenges. It's just I've been saying I need a clone, and then I had a granddaughter born on the same day as me, so I got my clone. But I'd be saying sometimes like I really just need another of me to be able to complete the other tasks. You know what I mean? But that would be the major challenge of being able to complete everything and do everything and fly here and do this and set up and vend and do the, the whole nine. So it's a lot.
Yeah, you like to try to do everything in either one day or a couple days. And I'm like, I find myself doing that as well. I like to cram everything, like schedule all my appointments and stuff or all my, venues in one daggone day where I can just get everything done so I can just move on to the next thing or whatever. It just seems like it's just easier that way to maneuver because we masters of managing time as well, right? Can we all agree with that? So that's why we do what we do. It seems like a lot to other people or whatever, but it is. I ain't gonna lie, but it's possible. It's manageable to do so. Cause sis will come fly in. She be like, "Girl, I gotta drive right to North Carolina." I'm like, "Ooh, Damn, sis, did you sit down yet? Like, she'll get off plane, she's already driving.
Yeah, I was the same way. The universe made me slow down. They started taking stuff away from me, like, oh, you don't wanna slow down?
Oh,
okay, I'm gonna put you in positions where you have no choices. And
I've had
slow down.
It didn't necessarily slow you down though, sis. You might have thought it did, but you still go. You still go at the same speed though.
I know the guys out there are like this, like, what can we do? We tried our best.
Indeed. So about the Yoni retreat, sis, let's talk about that, because I want to experience that so bad, and there's a few ladies who already gotten to experience that.
Yes. So the very first Yoni retreat, like, this was a thing that I had in my mind, and I said I was going to make it happen. I put the daggone event out there without confirming anything, like hotel, like everything. And everything just fell in line. The confirmations, all the activities that I said, the owners of those places confirmed everything, even though I hadn't confirmed them at first. And it was turned out to be a very beautiful event. And so the second one I have coming up is in July, and it's a JJ vacay that I'm having another co-host with me, and it's just going to be 5 days, 4 nights of pure bliss. We're going to be doing Yoni womb training. We're going to be doing Yoni egg training. We're going to be doing beachside yoga every day. We're going to be visiting beautiful places, incorporating the 4 elements of the universe. So we're going to be using the fire with our fire steams and our fire ceremonies with release and let go. We're going to use the water with our river day and Yeye Oshun, and going to Yoni soak in the river and doing our chants and sound healing at the river. We're going to be going to the farm, the cacao farm, and getting grounded with the earth and doing some planting and doing some twerking and doing some good eating and doing some cacao ceremonies. And
getting goddess names as well is included, sis?
Yes, and we do a waist bead ceremony there as well. It's really, really nice. And then we do a beach day where it's like really open, and you can get massages. You can get good food. The entertainment is right there. We're gonna be hula hooping on the beach, so we're gonna get good and sweaty, and then we're gonna bathe and just kick back in the water. And we're gonna go to the nightclub and enjoy some nightlife. And it's just going to be a weekend that's going to be packed with a lot of different activities for uplifting the women, getting out of the mindset, getting away from even though we're all, wherever we are, there's always some form of whatever, you know what I mean? And no one is really free unless you're on your own land and self-dependent and not depending on all the things that a lot of people rely on, you know what I mean? And so until we're in that space and until that point, we're as close as possible to it. So just getting people to the land, getting people to the rivers, getting people to the release and let go, getting people to really just connect with nature opens them up to a whole nother level. And they implement those plans when they get home. They go out and they just go sit in nature. They hug a tree, or they look down at their waist beads and remember to self-care, care for their womb, or do these things and certain things. So it's just a really, really nice event that has spiraled into other events. So aside from the JJ vacay, we got trips just to come to the Chocolate Mountain, where you can come and enjoy 3 days, 2 nights and camping out on the Chocolate Mountain. And now they have a nice hut that's built with a queen bedroom inside, where you can really glamping experience and upgrade to that, and enjoy like benefits of all the cacao, like doing medicinal cacao ceremonies, doing chocolate mask, body mask all over your body, and then walking down to the river and washing it off.
Tell us more about this cacao, sis. I know you can use it to make chocolate, right? But there's so many other benefits that cacao has.
It does. The cacao has so many medicinal benefits, and the list goes on and on and on and on and on in its rawest form. Now you have Hershey's and all these chocolate that has maybe 20% of chocolate, like pure cacao. But when you get into its purest form, where it's 70 to 80 ratio, then you get into the medicinal form, and you can really tell the difference. It's definitely an aphrodisiac. It's definitely something that makes you feel sexy. Like, I had the pleasure of enjoying some fresh cacao with some microdosing, and I just enjoy both of those. And you could tell the richness and the like. It was like I could see the orbs in the everything, the sun, the rays behind, like everything was just enlightening. And I think that, of course, the microdose contributed to that, but the cacao as well has its medicinal effects of that. Well, it heightens your natural senses already.
We have someone in the audience. Is Tara? Hey, Tara. She asked where you can find that at. Let her know. We already know, but she wants to know.
Well, you may stateside have to check out some farmers markets. Like, check out some of those places that's got exotic fruits. I know Florida may be the most accessible, but I know a sister in South Carolina that's we were on a live last night, and she was like, I was talking about the cacao, and she pulled out one of her cacaos. And so some people have access to them. It's just a matter of where I know some people were doing exotic boxes where they were shipping those things, but it's very hard to ship. Like, I've had so much people inquire, oh, can you send me soursop fruit? I get soursop fruit cheap, but trying to go back with it is the problem. And I've even tried to ship boxes there. I've been to one day, I went to at least 5 to 6 different shipping companies, and each and every last one of them either wanted to open the box to see what was in there to make sure, or once I told them that it's this fruit, then it's automatically no. So we as a nation need to get import-export companies, because without those, we don't have access to
shipping barrel companies.
And then they upcharge. You go find a soursop in the store. This sis sent me a picture, and it was $10 for what I would pay $1 for.
Yeah. And Tara asks where is in the Dominican Republic, Sarah.
Yes, I'm here in Santiago. I'm in the Dominican Republic, and a great friend that I was introduced to has a cacao farm, and they have really been doing some really amazing works. You can check them out on Instagram at Chocolate Mountain, CHO, and then Mountain, or Chocolate Mountain. They'll come up. And they've doing some really amazing things there. They have really incorporated the community there, doing works with them. They've even got the community with running water. And so the community is on board with a lot of the works that they're doing there at the cacao farm. It's really some great things. So even if ones just want to come visit and you're in Santiago or you're in the Dominican Republic, you can reach out. And those are one of the things that I can do. I do offer tours aside from the retreat. So if ones want to just come and experience and go up to the farm and go to there and do those things, then you have those options.
Yeah, I'm trying to come, because you had me at twerking in a chocolate farm.
I'm just over there crying about it, huh?
I was over here like, first of all, I'm glad that we are exchanging energies, and I get to like just sit and soak in your energy, because everything you saying, it's like I'm talking to myself. Here go your clone right here.
All right.
Like, it's like, you know, the day-to-day life, your retreat, all of that is beautiful.
And I wanted y'all to align so bad for so long. I wanted to happen. I wanted y'all both to align last year, but it didn't happen last year. But here we are now, and it's happening.
Everything happens in divine alignment. When it's
divine alignment, divine timing, the universe, you know.
Because I couldn't stop talking about neither one of y'all to each other. Either I'm talking to Danielle about you, or either I'm talking to you about Danielle, or whatever. So yeah.
I was like, I can't wait to meet her. Yeah. And I'm so glad to be here. But yes, that's in July. Okay, so July a little too soon for me, because I got the Cosmic Convention and everything. I gotta know about the one you do after the July one. Yeah, I gotta come out there.
And we've got one in October as well in Costa Rica. So I just left from Costa Rica, and it was a very, 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 very nice time out there as well. I always go and experience and get the vibe and everything before bringing ones to come or inviting ones, so I know the maneuver, how to maneuver, and just to make things flow a little bit easier. And so definitely it's so much more events and retreats to come in. But Sunshine, whenever you finish the events in July, you're welcome to come without the retreats. So you can come without the retreats. And you're in Atlanta, right?
I'm in Jersey.
Oh, you're in Jersey.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, yeah, flights is cheap from New York and Atlanta, so you're good to go.
They surely are, and I will surely be there. You travel a lot, you get on planes a lot. How has it been with you traveling with the whole vaccination thing and with COVID?
I haven't really worried or stressed.
No, they don't ask you for like vaccination and being in DR.
Well, you have to have a negative COVID test when you come back to the States, but coming to the DR, you don't have to have a negative COVID test, and you don't have to be vaccinated. And so, at one point in time, they were pushing a lot of people here to get vaccinated, but the ones that did, and the ones that didn't. And now it's not really a harassment. It used to be mandatory on all flights. Like they will put you off the flight and ban you from the flight if you don't wear your mask. And now it's optional.
A lot of that has been lifted from a lot of countries. Every country is just about open now, you know.
And not to say that COVID ain't here or COVID ain't there or whatever, you know what I mean? But a lot of those hard pressure and a lot of those forcing mandates and things that they were pushing is not as forced. It's not even an issue now. So I can get on the flight without a mask and they're not like, ma'am, put your mask, cover up your nose, do this. Like they used to harass you. They will put you off the flight.
Because that's when I was flying. I was flying when they had all that going on, but I only had to wear a mask. I didn't bother with the vaccinations, but I also wasn't leaving the States either. I was staying in the States.
And I think that's what scared a lot of people, you know, stateside. They feel like that to travel, you have to be vaccinated and and it's not true. You do not have to be a vaccinated being to travel. All you have to do is check out some of these countries where you're looking to enter. Check out their entry requirements. A lot of them don't even require you to have a negative COVID test. It's just that when you visit this particular country and you go back to your original United States, they require you to have a negative COVID test. So you have to do that while you're in that country to come back. But a lot of these places don't even require you to have vaccination or to have negative COVID tests.
You hear that, y'all? So it's just booty ass America. It's nowhere else.
I think Danielle done cut off on us.
Yeah, it should be back.
Okay.
But thank you so much for that information. Coming back to, because today we're like focusing on the root chakra, because you know Uranus rules Aquarius, which is in the root chakra, and I like that it's a divine alignment because you're doing the yoni retreat and things. How does your retreat and what you do, you know, with agriculture assist individuals in healing their root chakra?
Oh gosh, it all goes in. It's all in correlation. It's all in correlation, right? Because aside from the yoni steams, the herbs that are used, they actually get to go and pick, or they have been picked right here locally, and so they get to pray and tell these herbs what they're looking for from it and what they want it to do for their body, and have this connection with it. You know what I mean? Before actually inputting it in this pot, that we're actually getting the water from the river that we went to. So we're collecting the water from the river that we're intentionally using, and then the herbs that are intentionally being used alongside of that, and just the history of any information that needs to be said at the point of time. A lot of things are organically, even though there's a set schedule and itinerary, a lot of things form organically with the process, because every person is different. So this person may need this more than that, or this more than that person. And so once I have a conversation with this person and they would tell me whatever, then it can go either way of what the healing may need to intake. But it all goes back to agriculture, because if I didn't have this knowledge, then I wouldn't be able to know what herbs to use for this problem, or what herbs to use for that problem, or what herbs to use for that. And so it all plays hand. It all goes back to the root. And there is no culture without agriculture. And so all of these play in hand in hand. It's all together.
So, sis, when you're out there and y'all doing your healing and singing with the herbs and your dance and stuff, is there people who have is there ladies who have a breakdown or breakthrough? It's just overpowering with their feelings, like overbearing feelings. Whatever. Is the waterworks coming out real strong? And how do you go about handling that? How do you go about? Do you cry with them?
That's encouraged. Absolutely. Cry, release that shit. You damn right. We will cry it out together. That's why we do a twerk circle, and everybody is required to get in the circle and do their thing. And when each person is in, we hype every person up. Like if that person in, and you hype them up. And when they get out and they call in the next person, and you hype them up, because not a lot, but some of those ladies have not twerked and danced and moved those muscles in a minute. And so it felt so freaking good to be able to get ones that haven't been able to. And it's so stigmatized that twerking or doing those type of movements is bad or sexualized in a bad form. And in reality, these are ways that this is what our ancestors, they used to do. What about Dambala, the snake movement? What about all of these traditional dances that were used even during the war, during when they were preparing? They had certain dances to do before they did initiations. They did certain dances before they had certain things. They did certain dances, and a lot of these were very freaking provocative. And so to break that stigma, yes, I twerk in the garden all the time. The plants love that shit. They be happy. I be twerking all the time in the garden. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. So
it's purposeful.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I twerk when I'm cooking. That's the only way it's gonna come out.
Oh man,
clean it up.
I twerk when I eat. I do a little dance when I eat something good.
That's the only way.
Yep, I know that's right.
Y'all, I just looked up when we said that, and it was 1 minute, 11 seconds, and then 11 seconds. I don't know if y'all caught that, but it just went to 1 minute and 12 seconds now. But when I looked up and I had said that it was 1 hour, 11 minutes, and 11 seconds.
Oh, I missed it. When you mentioned it, I looked at it and it was 1:59, 1:11:59. Darn. Well, we can catch it on a replay. So we can time travel back to the replay. Let's see. Let's discuss about you being a triple Gemini, sis.
Yeah, how's that going for you?
I say you on Sunshine will talk eons for that one.
So yeah, I do have my chart right here in front of me, and I have my chart. I always refer from this, but the first time I did my chart, I didn't do my own chart. A friend of mine did my chart, and this was done in October of 2012. But I just referred it to when I just did it the other day, and a lot of them are about the same, pretty much about the same. But my sun is Gemini, my moon is Libra, my Mercury is Gemini, my Venus is Gemini. My true node is Gemini. My throne is Gemini. I'm Gemini bound.
That is beautiful. You just be everywhere. I know you be tired.
Look. I was gonna say I don't think I ever seen sis tired, but one time, honey, that one time she was tired. I'm like, sis, I'm gonna just go ahead and go because you over here about to fall asleep.
Oh yeah, I remember that day. You was putting me out. I was putting her, my daughter, everybody out.
I know when to leave. Okay,
you gotta tell me twice.
But now
that was a day out of how many million?
I know she's tired. I was looking at poor baby. I was looking at baby. I said she's tired. Let me go.
Yeah, it's true. It's very much true. But I embrace it. At first, I really didn't know how to harness all that energy because I used to get labeled as that Gemini, that two-faced, that do this and do that, and that always got all these different tasks and don't finish because you're off to the next one, and easily to get tired. And that is true. Like, I am so easily to get tired of certain things. I've got so much ideas, and some things that I complete and some things just left in the backside. I'll get back to it, but I'm on to the next one, to the next one, to the next one. And it's just like, yeah, I embrace it now, more knowing where I am and where my placement just helps me a little bit more know who I am and move in a daily, because I know how easy it is. And we're air signs, we're communicators. We like to move. We like to be in flow at all times. So yeah.
Yeah, you do that well though. You do it very well. And hell, I commend you for it. Because honey, I know I'll be tired. I know if I'm gonna take a quick little nap.
What house is attached to your Gemini energy? Because that's like, where are you applying it?
I'm sorry?
What house is attached to your Gemini energy? So you got these planets in the Gemini energy, but what houses are they in?
Hold on. So my Mercury, elect by in Gemini. Okay. And then my Venus Oshun is in Gemini.
What house?
Second house.
The Pentacles. Okay.
And then the Mercury is in the first house.
Okay.
What else? Oh no, that's not. I got you. So I have my reading, right? It'll let you know, like, when my sister, she's an astrologist as well. So when she prepared for me, right, it'll give you like this is an example as this. It'll say, right, your son, or wait a minute. Let me go to this one. This is much better. Let me just go to the Mercury where I was at. So it'll say your Mercury / elect by is in Gemini, and then it'll give you like the different the Mercury elect by in your trine midheaven, and then your Mercury elect by in your first house, your Mercury elect by it'll just give you like the different.
Oh, I see how she do her charts. Okay.
Orishas and the different set placements and how all of that conjuncts, right? So like if your Mercury elect by is in your first house, right? It'll say you're very alert, lively, always curious. You want to be in the middle of the fast moving activities, for otherwise you are bored and restless. Absolutely true as a Gemini. You like to talk with people and find out how they think. You're always open to new ideas and willing to try anything once. You should enjoy reading, especially factual books about subjects like history and science. Me all day long, right? You enjoy traveling or at least moving around as a way of settling your restlessness. When you're on the move, you feel alive. When you don't have far to go to be happy, as long as you aren't forced to sit still. Me all day long, okay? Your quick mind should be helpful in school if you learn to discipline yourself and pay attention to your work long enough to learn it. Me all day long. I just actually found, y'all, going through a lot of my records, my 7th grade report card. I don't know if y'all even have like copies of that, but this was such a blessing for me to find this.
I got them in my head.
I found my 7th grade report card.
My daddy has all mine.
It was really amazing to see my teachers. One teacher said, a delight to teach, but disruptive in class, right? Mm-hmm. Another one says, good improvement in work, but disruptive in class. Another one said, a delight to teach. So a lot of them like love my disruptiveness, but I'm still pleasurable.
Yeah. The Gemini was definitely showing then as a baby. But you know, they like to say that if you can't sit still long or something like that. It's boring.
The ones that couldn't control you, we was disruptive. My chair used to always get moved, but I was a straight A student. But I had to sit next to the teacher. And I don't like to be told what to do. I'm a Leo rising. Don't tell me what to do. So I would yell across it like, hey, let me get a pencil. I was one of them.
Sunshine, come here. What tell you about the yelling across my classroom?
Right. I moved you so you could be quiet, not so you could yell.
Okay.
Too smart.
Yeah.
But I love that. That's fine. So my Mars is in Gemini in the 10th house, and my Vesta is in Gemini in the 10th house. So that's what gets me going. Giving me stuff to do. I love stuff to do. And it's weird because, okay, so you probably feel this stronger than I feel it. But if I go too long without traveling, it's like my insides are screaming, like, get me on a plane now. Like, we gotta go.
It's true. It's true. I don't know what it is with me. I definitely feel great when I'm traveling. It's like, and honestly, it just feels like, especially traveling to different countries and new places, it just feels like I'm grabbing and taking back another piece of history that I didn't know. Because when I went to Brazil, like I learned and seen so much like stuff that, and it's crazy because my grandfather is Cuban and his mother was Portuguese. And so I think that's why it was a little bit easier for me to, I guess, learn Spanish a little bit and when speaking it. And Portuguese is similar to Spanish. So it was a little bit more easier understanding the people and to see the Black culture and the Blackness and the Africanness and the like that there. And it existed, even though you have some parts where you don't see it. But to see like my brothers and sisters just like me, like, it's just the barrier was, I guess, the language, and that's just how it was. You know, we was all came from, we was on different ships and we got off on different stops, and so we all are really one. It's just the where you grew up at and where you got dropped off at first is where your folks at, I guess. So
Right.
But it just definitely feels good to travel and claim back other little pieces of different cultures that is really mine, that I was never taught or that was never informed about. So I would definitely advise anyone to travel. If you haven't, if you've been thinking about it, if you don't have a passport, go get one. That is something that I know a lot of people sovereign don't want to really be intertwined into the government that way, but you go into the grocery store, you saying yes sir. You got a job, you saying yes sir. You going anything, you're using all of these technologies world and all of this, you saying yes sir. Like you might as well go on and get a passport. You got a license, you saying yes sir, massa. So all of these is forms of yes sir, massa. So at the end of the day, yeah. That's a whole other
subject on teaching people how to gain sovereignty.
Yeah, I'll be on that. In you speaking to me when you say that, because that is like the main thing that's stopping me. Like, I want to get my paperwork in order before I get a passport. I didn't want to get one under the US. I wanted to get one, you know, and then undo all this other stuff. And that's really what's getting in my way. It's the Virgo energy, the perfectionist. Like, I don't want to do it until my setup is perfect, and then I'm gonna go and do it. Like, I got 5 placements in Virgo. My Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, and Pallas are all in Virgo. So, like, I don't be and be that overthinking stuff. But yeah, you speaking to me. That's definitely something that stopped me. And then it's also that I'm a knowledge hoarder. So I got all the knowledge on how to do it. Now it's exercising. Like, all right, you know what you're doing. Now go do it. Like, hold on, wait a minute, time out. I need to read another book. So I know exactly what you mean.
We was discussing that at one point too, sis. You know, just looking up on information. Me and Sunshine look up on information on how to get away from this citizenship, U.S. citizenship, and just being you know, like the indigenous people, like, you know, tribal or living on a tribe land or something like that. Like what requirements, what credentials you need in order to do so. They want to try to say, though, that you have to have been proven that your ancestors or your parents come from those lands and that's where your peoples are from. You know, being African American or Black or whatever, you don't qualify for that. But they have documentaries where I have seen to where us have our peoples who are from this land and they have gained their freedom from up under this corporation.
I've seen people have their own passports and use them. I think that's pretty dope, and that's something that I definitely want to do. I got a little part-time job, so I do be over here on some yes master shit, but
And
trying to
that
get out of
goes,
that shit too. I'm just trying to make it to my land, sis. That's all I want to do is just want to make it to my land.
Oh gosh, yes.
and people that have those things, they're on another level. They've accessed a lot of information and a lot of knowledge to be able to move and be able to do so just like that. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of things that you got to be able to do. First, it would be able to, because you do know our birth certificate and our social security cards, those is what link you to the state. Those is what's issued and issued to you for your stock. That's a account in your name. That is issued. And so until you claim those things, then you can't move forward with everything else. So you gotta authenticate your birth certificate. It's a couple of different steps. It's a couple of different things that's got to be done. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so when ones are ready
So in reverse, and the other side of a birth certificate, what would you have, like
A
what is it,
certificate of live birth.
naturalization or something like that, or
It's a certificate of live birth you get from
thank you.
the
Yeah.
the what is it called, the something records in the city hall.
from the
The
vital
vital records department.
Vital records, yeah.
But they give you that like at first when you're
Because
when
people
you're
don't know
born,
no
before
better,
you-
and they give people the certificate of, they give people a certificate of birth, not their live birth certificate. And
Yeah.
so when people go to the Department of Records and they get a copy of their birth certificate, they're getting a copy of their birth certificate. The long copy. When you get a copy of your live birth, it's half that copy. It's like half a sheet. And
right, it's short like that.
yes.
Uh-huh.
And so that's what you need to get authenticated. And you get that authenticated at the courthouse. You go down there, they have it, office is probably at the bottom part because they don't want you to know. And you ask where the authentication services is, and you authenticate your birth certificate through there. A lot of people do UCC filings, and all that paperwork is sent out to your the where the state that you was born. All of that is sent out to notify them and let them know that, hey, this person has is a live being. They have claimed their shit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
you go to irs.gov and get yourself a SS4 form and go and apply for your 98 number. Now there's debate on whether or not to do that. When you do your research on contracts and different EIN numbers, you can decipher that how you will. But that is the number that you would utilize instead of using your social. If you still want to be a part of the world.
It's just a lot because they've just stripped away a lot of so much of the natural rights that was just God given to us, and now you have to go through and reclaim and redo and all of this mess that like was already set up from years and years ago, like this destruction of us people. Like, why do we have to go through this?
This spell binding stuff, these people, they know they magic. They spell their stuff out. They write in cursive. That's why they're not teaching our kids cursive now, because they don't want them to be able to read some of the things that they was writing. That's why they keep changing our language and making up all these words. Like, our kids don't know Old English, the original English that everybody was speaking. They read something in Old English and get confused. That's all that stuff's intentional. Everybody's intentional.
Absolutely.
So what I like to do is I go to my text and I read a little bit about Uranus for y'all. We know Uranus is associated with the root chakra. For those of you that are into frequencies, for your root chakra, you want to listen to 430, 432 hertz. If you're into solfeggio, I be mispronouncing stuff. So the right pronunciation, you can correct me. 396 hertz is what we're listening to. And we're listening to the G note on the piano. As far as Metu Netter, because y'all know I love my Netter rules, we're dealing with Seker, which is associated with Ta, Bina and the Kabbalah, Babalu A and Yoruba, and Kali and Hindu Kush. Uranus is associated with the third sphere on the tree of life. Everybody know the third sphere is my number of creation. That's when we make with the spiritual power, creative faculties, etc., etc. So we in the energy of creation. not only does Uranus rule this energy, so does Saturn. Capricorn and Aquarius energy governs over this energy. They fall together. Actually, Uranus is a more recent. Now, I don't like to use the word discovery because we were already acquainted with Uranus, but the colonists like to take credit for the discovery of Uranus. They kind of wiped us off of the history of that one.
They discovered everything, honey.
Yeah, they discovered everything.
They discovered the people over here, and there was people already over here. So how you discovering
Yeah,
was here before?
they just be discovering and then imitating. They're really good at it, recreating God-given things into their own. As far as like the personality portfolio, we're dealing with the frigid and dry energy. Positive emotional traits could be stable, steadfast, austere, studious. Negative could be depressed, mistrustful, malicious, miserable, unsympathetic, stubborn, things that we experience in our root chakras. Mental traits, positive would be ability to awaken and direct the units of spiritual powers, enter attunement with spiritual forces that are in charge of the orderly unfoldment of events of the world. Negative will be lack of concentration, poor planning, absence of plans, unappreciative of structure and limitations. For those of you that are in love with your Uranus energy, that Aquarius energy, some good career functions for you guys would be being that matriarch or patriarch in your family, property owners, farmers, miners, subway workers, getting into the funeral industry, priests and priestesses, because of that ability to detach from different things that you need to say or do in the face of individuals that are obviously emotionally involved. As we know, Aquarian energy can be very detached.
You know what? I got something to say along those lines because I have this in my notes.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna read this that correlates with that. It says Uranus' job is to break rules and demolish established patterns or structure, creating sudden or even radical change.
Yes. And I love that. Uranus has been in Taurus energy in the ninth house since March 5th, 2019. For those of you guys who have been following me on the planetary forecast, I've been doing that for like the past 6-7 years or so, telling you guys where the planets are at. That's where Uranus has been. And it has been since 2019. 2019 was around the time COVID first started. And we have been seeing a great shock in our pinnacles. Taurus energy is associated with that Venus self-esteem, love, and money, because on this plane, that's what makes everybody feel good, love and money. And it has been like a really big shift in how we interact with each other, how we love each other, how we show love. A lot of things have been virtual. We have gone to normalize virtual relationships, as well as our pinnacles, that big shift from paper money to, oh, now we don't have any coins left. Oh, now we got Bitcoin. Now we have like an infinite amount of internet dollars, to the point where now, the Capricorn energy is coming in saying, oh, wait a minute, time out. We have to regulate this. We've seen a really big shift since March 5th, 2019, and in that Taurus energy. And we'll continue to see that shift because Uranus will be in Taurus energy until 2026. April 26, 2026. I remember that date because that's my mother's birthday.
April 26, 2026.
Yep, that's when Uranus will be shifting into the next zodiac energy. And I cannot. Uranus and Gemini. Can you imagine? Oh shit! That day is going to be crazy. Mark that day on your calendar. Something crazy.
I know that's going to be crazy. Uranus is crazy by itself, sis.
Right? Gemini energy is the energy of intellect. So for such a strong wow moment, because the wow moment for us was COVID. COVID was the wow moment when they put coronavirus or COVID-19. March 5th, 2019 is around the time they shut the schools down and they put a pause on our rent and stuff like that. Well, it's other people's rent. my rent never stopped. But it was in that moment, Uranus
I
entered
put a pause
Taurus.
on that
So
job I had. I know that much.
it's gonna get crazy out here. So what I like to do is I like to ask questions about the chakras that we're focusing on. Uranus is focused in the root chakra. We have about like 15 minutes or so. So I'm going to read off the questions because I know Saturn goes in retrograde tomorrow. So you guys will definitely be dealing with the root chakra tomorrow. I want y'all to meditate. I'm going to, after this live, I'm going to let you guys know what time Saturn is going still before the retrograde, and that's if you guys are on the East Coast with me. If you're not on the East Coast with me, you have to find out on your own, or you can message me. We can find out together. My bad. That didn't feel right when I said that. Find out on your own. Wait a minute. I'll help you. But I'm speaking on my East Coasters over here in Jersey when I post what I post. But some questions that I want you guys to reflect on while Saturn is in retrograde and in light of this Uranus conversation, both sitting in your root chakra. Do you get annoyed or agitated easily? How stable are the foundations of your life? How secure do you feel about your home life, work life, and finances? How easily do you deal with sudden change? And do you avoid change even if it could be positive because you are fearful of it? Do you feel you deserve the things that you want in life? Do you have perseverance when striving for your goals? And this is the last question, and we can answer this question. Just know we we end the show at 1:11, so this one we can actually converse on before we close out. Do you feel supported in manifesting your goals, and by whom are you supported?
Hey, those are good questions.
Thought so.
Read that again.
Yeah. Do you feel supported in manifesting your goals, and by whom are you supported?
Oh, that's an easy one for myself. Myself, personally, I definitely feel supported, but I always tell everyone everything that you're looking for is within you. So if you're not that for yourself first, no one else can do that and be that. Danielle, you could cheerlead me. You could say, dang, my sis do this, my sis do that. But if I don't believe that for myself, then what you saying sounds good. But you know what I mean? And so I am my biggest cheerleader. I am believing in myself. I believe in my goals and my dreams. So yeah, I am the one that's supporting and doing this first, because if I'm not doing it, I'm not going to get anybody else to do that.
You ain't got no choice. You ain't got no choice. If you don't believe in yourself, shit, ain't nothing going to get done.
Right.
Yes.
You could be around all the support in the world. You ain't going to get nothing done. I do feel supported. I definitely feel supported by myself and definitely the universe. I know when I think of myself, I think of the magician card. And I know I have the ability to tap into the universe and manifest who I need in my life when I need them. And sometimes that's scary because I speak too fast and I'd be like, dang, I wish I had this in my life. And the universe be like, poof. And then I'd be like, wait. I didn't really want that. I was just in a moment. Now I gotta hurt this person's feelings because I don't really want them in my life. It be moments like that. But to me, that's support. That's my ability to tap into the universe and tell the universe what I need or who I need. And it comes to me. And that's also support to myself because I gotta know that I have the power to do that, to even do that. I could be one of those people like, oh, I'm just alone and I just have this and and I try to get individuals ever since I was a child. I try to get individuals to think beyond the constructs that were given to us. Like, you can do anything. Because if we couldn't do anything, we wouldn't have the things we have now. Like, think about the things that we had to do to have an airplane or to have lights in our house or to have running water. We had to believe that we could do it for it to be here. And if we could do those things, we could do a lot more things. But yeah, I definitely feel supported. If I get too caught up in the physical around me and the different things going on, I could say that other humans don't support me, and things like that. And I think that's a mindset that a lot of our business owners and healers fall into, that I be trying to pull them out of when I do my healing work with them, because it's easy to fall into that. Well, my family don't share my stuff. My family don't buy my stuff. I'm not supported.
You don't support it then.
Yeah, but that's not the only form of support.
Yeah.
And that's not, and it shouldn't be the biggest form of support, honestly, because when you like erase that stuff out your mind, you're able to appreciate so much more. What about you, Danielle? Do you feel supported?
Along those lines, like what we just talked about the last few seconds, I didn't felt like I was being supported, but yeah, you're right. People do support you in other areas. I do support myself. I'm one of my biggest supporters. Shoot. So, like I said, if I don't do it, it's not gonna get done. So I ain't got no choice but to believe in myself and persevere. No matter how difficult it get for me or whatever, I push on through and I make it out just all right. Well, not all right. I make out greater than all right, but I'm fine. Going through it though, in the midst of it, I be feeling like, damn, shit about to fall apart, and I don't know how I'm gonna get out of this. But somehow the universe saw me fit. And I made it on out just fine. It was just that big old problem that I thought that was just hanging over my head. It turns out very, very small now amongst the other little problems. Now I get to move on to the next problem and the next challenge and kill that off real quick. So yeah, I'm pretty big on supporting myself and getting things done. I'm not saying that I always feel peaches and cream about it, but I'll have to look back. I have to go through it and look back in order to appreciate it. That's just me. I don't be appreciated when I'm going through it. I'm never thankful while I'm going through shit. And that's horrible of me, whatever.
I'm learning to transform that though. This Mercury retrograde around, I definitely was like, you know what? Thank you, universe. Thank you for this problem, because now I get to show you that I got it and I'm gonna do this. It's gonna get done. I don't got, me and the universe, we talk how I talk. And I be letting them know, like, I'm gonna beat your ass. You leave me alone. Like, all right, universe, you want to give this to me? You sure I'm the one you want to give it to?
Like, I'm prepared for all this shit, and really, you just gonna do this to me now? Like, really? Like, I done took all the necessary steps. And to make sure that nothing bad happens, the outcomes of that is just slim to none. And here we go. Just like, just surprise slap to my face. But it's all good. I have a lot of talks with myself, with the universe and everything. So, yeah, they know me very well. But what the universe will say is like, you're not thankful enough, when you're going through your problems. And I'm not. I like to be thankful afterwards to know that I made it through. I don't know why I'm like that. I have to change that about myself.
It'll definitely change the way you go through the problems. I will tell you that.
Because I'm spending my time worrying, but also trying to figure out to get a way to get out of it. I just want to hurry up and get out of it. I don't like problems. I don't like complications. I really don't. Complications, they don't make me a nice person. We
also have to change the way we label them. We're calling them problems.
I was just about to say that.
We have to call them like moments of transformation, like a change.
Okay, moments.
Because now we know that Uranus and Capricorn are in those areas. So now that we know, we got to use those Uranus and Capricorn words. Like, a progressive change is happening in my life right now. And you know what? It hurt a little bit, but we gonna get through this, because it's some stuff that I gotta experience. And then some things you're experiencing, so somebody else can have something, or somebody else, or a window opens up for somebody else, or somebody else meets you that needs you.
There's always somebody needing me, and there's always me giving them a message of what I'm going through then, because it's for them. But I'll be like, who am I to be saying this to this person? I'm going through that right now.
The journey of the light bearer.
Right.
The journey of the light bearer. We have to walk through the dark first with the lantern in order for other people to feel comfortable to walk through. And then I came across a reader that said that too. Like, how you going to be a light bearer? You're not trying to be the first one to walk in the dark. That don't even make sense.
Cause I ain't trying to bump my forehead and stuff, get tripped over, or get bit by something, or get tapped by something out the blue. I ain't trying to go through all that, even though I know I got to, but I ain't trying to do all that.
That's a part of the job. It's a part of the job. We chose.
Yeah, it's a part of the job. I don't know if I signed up for it, but yeah.
What be killing me is the social media gatekeepers, the root chakra gatekeepers that tell you that you don't qualify to do this and you don't qualify to do that. And it's so crazy because I swear that social media is so in tune with the cosmos and so in tune with people's energies. It's something about those EMFs coming off that technology that intertwines with mine. Because on a day, I don't even say anything out loud yet. I automatically just pick up my phone and the post that I'm supposed to see in that moment pop up. And it was a day where I wasn't feeling good. But you guys know I'm an energy awareness coach. So like, I'm still allowed to feel bad. Like I went to school for psychology, and that was one of the first things we learned in psychology. Psychologists have psychologists. Just like teachers have teachers. You are allowed to go to a psychologist. And I know for a fact that healers are not being told that. I know for a fact healers are not being told that. They're saying healers have to have it all together. Healers are not allowed to be traumatized. If you're still going through healing, you're not allowed to be a healer. That is so incorrect, and it makes no sense because it doesn't apply to anything in life.
You're not going to be all the way healed from everything in the world that's going on. Like, there's new things that you got to heal from every day.
Right. You might go through a traumatizing experience a year or two from now that you need to go to somebody about. You never know, and you're never finished, and there's always more room for growth as long as you're here, there, anywhere. It's always more room. And I just, for those of you who don't feel safe in your root chakra because you don't feel comfortable going to a healer, like what you just said, like, how am I going to tell people this and I'm going through it? That's when you're supposed to tell somebody, because first of all, that's when you're the most passionate about speaking it. That's when, the person hears you the loudest because of the energy that you put into speaking it.
You ain't lying about that.
That hindsight conversation never comes out as good as that in the midst conversation. I'm telling you.
We keep having these sessions on root chakra, sis. And you remember when I did my therapy with you, some months ago, whatever. It was about my root chakra. And I just keep saying every time we doing these podcasts, sis, the root chakra just comes back around all the time. Like, I think we have more root chakra talks than any other chakra. Okay.
Because it's important, and it gets ignored a lot. It gets ignored a lot because because spiritual folk get so caught up in the third eye. I want to open my third eye, my third eye, my third eye. Okay, baby, you need to learn boundaries in your root chakra first, because you open up that third eye, you letting any and every spirit in just because they can name a crystal or whatever. Like, no. Like, we like to do away with our lower selves once we tap into our higher, and you have to learn how to hug both of them.
Yeah. They both part of self.
Yeah, they both are so important.
Indeed.
So any last messages, any last words, any Jerry Springer moments we want to have before we close out on these root chakra mantras?
I know sis can give a good Jerry Springer moment.
A Jerry Springer moment.
Closing remarks.
The reflection moment when he's in the corner.
Yeah.
Act like people are fighting on stage right now.
The stuff that he should have had in the beginning of the show.
Is it all ladies on here?
Yes.
Is men here too? Just tune in. I want to do a pussy prayer.
Oh, I'm here for it. Hey, let's do it.
All right. Let me get it. We can sure enough do a pussy prayer. This is going to be a good 2 minutes. This ain't no whole.
That's all right.
Okay, well, we at 109.
All right. 111.
Let's get it. So we're going to put our hands in like a heart form, right? Like a circle, like a heart, yes. And lay it on your womb area, on your pussy.
Okay.
Cool. And we can say pussy. Y'all going to repeat after me, okay?
Pussy.
I lay my hands on my pussy.
I lay my hands on my pussy.
I declare my pussy.
I declare my pussy.
Eternally blessed.
Eternally blessed.
Purified.
Purified.
Peaceful.
Peaceful.
Loving.
Wonderful.
Sweet.
Sweet.
Creative. Fertile. And healed. I release and let go. Of all physical. Psychological. Emotional. And spiritual pain. And trauma experienced. In this lifetime. And all previous lifetimes. I disinterrogate. And return to sender. All discarded. Emotional. And psychological. Debris projected by others. I unhinge. And unbind. Myself from all previous lovers. I declare my pussy. Is my own creative space. Sacred pleasure center. Connection to the divine. And portal to other dimensions. My pussy is mine. My sensuality is mine. My sexuality is mine. My body belongs to me. I am free. To enjoy the depths. Of pleasure. And the heights of ecstasy. Through my body. And my pussy. My pussy now. Attracts joyful conditions. Sacred connections. Pure love and respect. Gentle kindness. And absolute bliss. I declare it is. And so it is. Ashe.
I love that. Yes.
We're supposed to do a twerk at that room.
Oh, bow, bow, ow, ow, bow, ow, ow, ow.
Get it.
Also, I enjoyed our episode.
Yes.
I'm happy that we all got together on this. I was so ecstatic.
I enjoyed. Thank y'all as well for having me on. I really appreciated our time here today. It was much deserving, and the energy was flowing. I love to bounce off of the energy, and I love to give as well. And so I am grateful to be able to contribute through whatever ways possible, and looking forward to the future and what we got going on.
Yeah, same here. Definitely enjoyed your energy. Thank you guys for tuning into Uranus. And here are some mantras to close out on. Just to remind you guys, Saturn goes in retrograde tomorrow, which is Sunday at 8:37 a.m. So all my early birds. And here are some mantras that you guys can repeat while you tap into your feminine side of your root chakra with Uranus, Aquarius energy, or your masculine side of your root chakra with that Capricorn energy. I am centered and balanced. From this strong inner foundation, I know I can handle any situation that comes my way.
From a strong Centered foundation. I know I can handle any situation coming my way.
I trust in the process of life with all its peaks and valleys.
I trust in the process of life with all its peaks and valleys. Yes, that's.
I have the courage and strength to manifest the life of my dreams.
I have the courage to manifest the life
of my dreams.
I know I deserve all that is good.
I know I deserve all that is good.
I nurture myself and life nurtures me.
I nurture myself and life nurtures me.
I am optimistic and focused.
I am optimistic and focused.
I have faith in myself and my abilities.
I have faith in myself and my abilities.
I trust that I am divinely guided by the universe every day.
I trust that I am divinely guided by the universe every day.
I trust that I have all that I need internally to create all I desire externally.
I trust that I have all that I need internally to provide all that I need externally.
I am a channel for peace and serenity.
I am a channel for peace and serenity.
I choose peace and calm.
I choose peace and calm.
So those are the root chakra mantras. That last one, I choose peace and calm. That's going to be the one for this retrograde. I feel it already in my spirit.
I ain't the one that I trust that I go through peaks and the valleys and myself. You know, that was like, yeah, that's me right there.
I be trying to think of life like Forex. Like it goes up and down and forward, but never backwards. All right. Let me know when I'm going to buy. Let me know when I'm going to sell. And I'm in here. So once again, thank you guys. Just to remind y'all, Virgo Virgin Talk is here every Saturday at 11 a.m. EST. Our next episode, what are we doing? We're doing Saturn next episode.
We are?
Yeah. Oh, so we've been so divinely aligned with the planet episodes and what's going on in the cosmos. It's so cool.
Okay. Yeah. We might have seen like we skipped a few episodes, but
it was divinely aligned that we did. Divinely aligned.
I don't know if it was necessarily intentional, but
the universe had other plans with us. Like, no, you're not doing this Saturday or that Saturday or that one because I need this to line up for you guys.
I don't think nobody had missed it. I don't think they noticed.
Nope, I don't think they noticed it. That is so good.
Yeah.
So if anybody's interested in being on the show, you guys can message us on Virgo Virgin Talk on Instagram as well as Facebook. Our arms are open to people who wish to be interviewed, tea time talk, or I can't with this mouse.
If you like to perform,
yes, there we go, performance.
Mm-hmm.
So
this child just put some flowers on top of her head.
I did it. Why you put it on now? Love y'all.
All right, peace,
everybody.
Love you.
I just wanna chill around positive vibes. Nothing negative, it will fuck up my vibe and blowing my heart. I just wanna sit back and chill and just sip wine. I came from a dark place, now I'm living that life.
I am intentional, I am abundant. I bring to existence all that I want, and I done tapped into the God in me. Cut my locks off and switched up the vibe in me. Like how I manifest within, how I choose to defend. Who I label my friends, how I make amends. Cause I'm choosing laughter, it's peace that I'm after. I abracadabra, then poof, chakras blast off. My soul take this cast off, projection surpassing. Obsidian protection in case this trip lasts long. I see with 3 eyes, that's why my crown headstrong. Corona is viral to spirits living dead wrong.
I just wanna chill around positive vibes. Nothing negative, it will fuck up my vibe. I just wanna sit back and chill and just sip wine. came from a dark place. Yeah, yeah, now I'm born with the light. Yeah.